Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth Weimiller, and if I'm doing this, it means we are about to hit another new month. So we are getting ready to start March of 2026, which is crazy. Also, you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm a little sick. So I'm doing this because I want to make sure I do this for you guys, but it might take me a bit longer. So, anyways, March 2026, there's a lot of energy going on. We had a lot of energy in February. We saw a lot of things go on in February. Um, we ended February with Mercury going retrograde on February 26th. So get ready for those potential tech issues. Some will be hit harder than others. My Virgos and Geminis, you may not be hit as hard because Mercury is your ruling planet, so it can be actually a good thing. So just know Mercury's retrograde. It's going to be retrograde until March 20th. So bit of a bit of a haul on that one. It's the normal things we can expect with Mercury retrograde. So just put your patience pants on, be cautious while communicating because this Mercury retrograde is transiting with Mars as well in the sign of Aquarius. This is sidereal. I use sidereal calculations. So where there can already be potential communication issues with Mercury retrograde, add in Mars and it can be a little feisty. So they've kind of been transiting together for the last six-ish plus months. So we've kind of had that, but again, watch your communication. If you get frustrated, take a step back, take a deep breath, count to 10, sleep on it. Try not to say things you're going to regret later. So just keep that in mind. Also, beginning February 23rd, we entered a period of Kalasarpa yoga that's going to last until July 31st. The only time this will be broken is when the moon breaks that cycle about every 2 weeks. That's not a huge energetic break. It might give a little relief, but Kalasarpa yoga is very much the extremes, the ups and downs. People that have this in their natal chart, the highs are really high, the lows are really low, but every time they hit a low, it takes them to a new high. So go with the flow, stay grounded, because we have both of those going on. Now, let's look at March. March 1st, Venus is transiting into Pisces. This is a really good transit for Pisces. It's exalted in Pisces, which means it just gives the best of its energy. It's likely to help offset some of the other potentially intense energy we have coming in, at least until March 25th, when Venus will transit out of Pisces. But Venus in Pisces in its highest can bring love, it can bring compassion, it can bring creativity. It is going to be transiting with Neptune in Pisces as well. So it's going to be really important to be mindful of not becoming unrealistic or overindulgent or delusional in your thinking. If you're single and you meet someone under this transit, just be sure to really allow time to get to know them before jumping in with both feet, because there may be a little bit too good to be true on this one. So just take your time. March 3rd, we will have a full moon at 18 degrees of Leo in the lunar mansion of Porva Falguni. This will be a lunar eclipse because the nodes of the moon are currently transiting in Aquarius and Leo. So we had the solar eclipse back in February in Aquarius. Now we're going to have the lunar eclipse in Leo. This is basically considered a supercharged full moon. It can signify endings in whatever house Leo rules for you in your natal chart. And related, they can be endings related to any of the planets that may be conjunct at the 18-degree mark of Leo, or within that 3 degrees on either side of 18-degree mark. So it could be up to 21 degrees or back down to 15 degrees of Leo. Um, lunar eclipses can be a time of breakthroughs. It can be a great time to release situations, habits, or relationships that are no longer serving you. Eclipses can have a bit of that destiny energy involved in them and can also bring in sudden, unexpected changes. But these changes are pretty much there to help get us back on our life path. So if we somehow strayed off of that, the universe is like, hey, nope, we're going to knock you back onto that path that you should be on. Um, Usually in the moment, it does not feel good, but with time and contemplation, the clarity does come. Because of the lunar mansion this is happening in, it's going to be really important to watch out for extremes and to ensure that you don't let yourself get lazy or overly indulgent, which is also true with Venus up in its sign of exaltation in Pisces. March 7th, Venus is going to be exactly conjunct Neptune at 7 degrees of Pisces. This can bring illusions around relationships. It's important to really be mindful at this time, as Neptune can potentially pop that bubble, so to speak, and unveil disappointment and disillusion. On the positive side, it can be a great time for creativity and artistic expression. The good news is this energy may be a bit more grounded because Saturn is involved in the mix as well, within about a degree. But that being said, there could be some laziness or disorganization as well around this time. So it's kind of a little bit of mixed bag energy going on up there with Venus, Neptune, and Saturn in Pisces. March 10th. The lovely great benefic Jupiter is finally going to turn direct. It went retrograde back in November, December of 2025. It slowed things down. This is going to bring that positive forward motion, more so once Mercury goes direct at the end of this month, but it'll start to feel, because it's such a big planet, it'll start to feel more positive moving, especially with whatever house Gemini rules in your natal chart. This is a time when business projects, if they felt stuck, can finally begin moving forward again. Can also get back to marketing campaigns if you run a business, as those are more supported and do well now. Marketing campaigns should never be started under a Jupiter retrograde, fun fact. And with Jupiter's forward movement, all things related to Jupiter should really begin to improve. So Jupiter governs wisdom, it governs charity, it governs the higher in mind, it governs children and husbands. So anything that's kind of felt stuck related to Jupiter related things, or again, the house that Gemini rules in your chart, will begin to finally move forward again. March 13th. This is a big one. Mars and Rahu are going to be exactly conjunct at 14 degrees of Aquarius in the lunar mansion of Shadabishak. This conjunction is going to create a lot of energy, ambition, professional or material success on the positive side. On the flip side, this conjunction can lead to volatility, conflicts, and higher levels of aggression. It's just going to be really important to be more mindful in daily life, because this can also bring kind of a higher accident potential. Mix this energy with that Mercury retrograde, travel delays due to accidents. So just take your time, leave extra time when you're going places. With this Mars Rahu, remember Rahu expands everything, so it's going to expand that Mars energy for the good and the bad. It's really important to just think before acting or speaking, because you can be more impulsive in your communication and in your behaviors and how you do things. Make sure that you sleep on ideas and think on your words, so you really don't say something you end up regretting later, or end up doing something you end up regretting later. March 14th, the sun is going to make its annual transit into Pisces. So we're adding another planet into the Pisces mix. The transit of the sun through Pisces is great time of introspection and self-reflection. Pisces is the natural 12th house of the zodiac. We could find people focusing more on their inner world during this transit, but it can be a great time for creative pursuits and really engaging in spiritual practices. It can be a period too when it is easier to heal and let go of the past. March 18th, we are going to have a new moon at 4 degrees of Pisces in the lunar mansion of Uttara Bhadrapada. New moons they can be a great time to go within and reset. If you're looking to begin a new project, the time to do so is a few days after the new moon. Once that moon kind of comes away from the sun and starts getting energy again. Under this new moon, it's going to be really important not to let yourself get lazy and continue to show up and meet your commitments. This new moon can bring with it good problem solving ability, and then just be sure under this energy that you remember to consider others and that you don't think too much about yourself or get too into ego. March 20th, as I kind of mentioned earlier, everyone's favorite planet that they love to hate will be stationing to turn direct. That's right, Mercury is going to be stationary direct on March 20th. The day Mercury stations is intense, and it can bring even stronger potential for travel delays or communication issues. Think back to the Southwest snafu years ago that happened on a Mercury station. I believe it was stationing retrograde then, but that just shows you the power of a stationary planet. Stationary planets are incredibly powerful. As Mercury begins to move forward again, things will begin to settle back in, especially once Mercury finishes crossing through that shadow phase. of its retrograde cycle, which is basically when once it gets past the degree where it turned retrograde, we'll be free and clear for another couple months until the next retrograde. So Mercury will finally finish its shadow phase on April 9th. March 25th, Venus is going to transit into Aries, where it will be until April 19th. As Venus moves from Pisces into Aries, it is going to transit through the sensitive Gandanta point, leaving Pisces, a water sign, to enter Aries, a fire sign. So there's three different Gandanta points. You've heard, if you've been with me a while, you've heard me talk about Gandanta before. But the transit through the Gandanta point is going to be from March 24th to March 26th. This is just a vulnerable couple of days that could be more stressful for some or have a heavier vibration. It's not the time to make relationship decisions because Venus rules relationships, or any like luxury purchases or anything that you may later regret. Anytime a planet crosses through this, we can see extreme storms that can that can include flooding. Venus and Aries itself can kind of seek out change. It can seek out romance and pleasure, but it can also be more emotional and more passionate. Passionate can go two different directions. It can be for the good and it can be for the struggle. But just know, emotional and passionate Venus and Aries. Venus and Aries can also be a little impatient in love, and more self-serving in love. And it can make some more argumentative. So just use patience, hear people out. If you're single, slow down during this time and avoid jumping into relationships. I know I said that about Venus and Pisces with Neptune. It continues into Aries. So just get to know people if you're single. If you're in relationships, try not to let any aggression out on your partner. If you want to show passion, it can be a great time for passion if you guys have kind of lost that to bring it back on the good side. So just keep that in mind. Now, sign predictions. And I know I'm going fast, trying to get through this alive. But, or not alive. I'm trying to get through this before I like have a coughing fit or something. So, for the sign predictions, remember, these are broad, high level. It doesn't look at what planets you have in what signs or any of that. I always say look at your ascendant or your moon sign. And even better, look at both if you know both. I know some people don't know their ascendant because they don't know their time of birth, but ascendant, moon sign, those are going to give you the two biggest insights into what you high level could expect for this month. Again, the best way to know personally what to expect on a monthly level is to have a yearly, if you've never done it, a natal reading with me. If you've done a natal reading, you should do a yearly update and kind of see what's going on for the next year in your chart. I will put the link to book below. But Aries, this is a month where you can see your cash flow increase as opportunities present themselves to you. It's a great time to get out, socialize with your friends. It's going to be really important to watch your back though, because there could be people that pretend to be your friends that don't actually have your best interest at heart. And then for you, it's really important to avoid those get rich quick schemes because somebody's going to get rich. It's not going to be you, but someone will get rich. Don't loan any money to friends unless you're okay with it not being repaid ever. It's going to be a gift, not a loan. Taurus, this is a good month to promote yourself. It can be making it known about the projects you've accomplished at work or project you're working on. Take action this month, but do so cautiously with the Mars-Mercury conjunction. Don't overthink decisions to the point of missing out on opportunities. And it's going to be really important to remember to respect your boss. It can also be for you a really great month to consider your career path and what you see as the next steps. Make sure, kind of make a plan, start implementing it. And if you're considering asking for a promotion, well, it could be good energy. Gauge your employer's reactions before making demands. So I say this that if the company didn't do well financially last year, not the time to ask for a raise or a promotion. If you just got a really bad review, don't ask for a promotion. They're not going to give it to you. So use good judgment, and gauge the employer's reaction before making any demands. Gemini, this is a lucky month for you. You will feel more inspired, but at the same time, you may feel that you can't trust your inner knowing. It's important to remember to trust your heart and gut, and it's a month to really break the links to those who are controlling you or trying to control you and telling you how to live your life. You may find that like authority figures will come across more demanding of your attention and respect. Just be aware that their motivations can be unclear or hidden. And then try not to get in any fights with your boss or father this month, because the outcome's not going to be favorable towards you. So keep that in mind. Cancer support can come quickly this month, whether it be help from others or money. Your curiosity about a topic may lead you to dig deeper and learn more. Your mind is full of ideas and insights. Be sure to write them down and not let them pass you by. You could feel more worried and vulnerable during the month, but this will pass unless your natal chart says otherwise. And then just check in on your health, as you could find that health issues may surface this month, and it's really good to catch them early. So, can also be with doctor's approval and insight, a great month to do a cleanse or detox for your health. And it could just be like, hey, I'm going to take alcohol out this month or something like that. So, keep that in mind. Leo, passion will be higher between you and your partner during this month, whether it's marriage or business. Just be mindful that if it feels kind of like your partner's attacking your character, that you let them release that steam because they're probably projecting anger at others onto you because you're that safe space for them. And it's going to be really important to remain calm, cool, and collected to allow for a favorable outcome for you. For you, focusing on projects that can be completed quickly this month, and then pay extra attention to the details of contracts and agreements that you are signing this month as well. Or have somebody else look at them as well to make sure the details are good to go. Virgo, take the initiative to improve yourself and your skills. There can be more tension and aggression at work, which could leave you feeling uncomfortable. Can be a good month to begin that exercise regime that you've been talking about. Stop talking, turn it into action. And it's going to also, exercise will help you release any tension building up within you. You may find that you can be prone to overheating or getting sick with fevers or heat. Just be mindful, put your health first. I know I should take my own advice. Thank you. Health problems with pets may also be more costly this month. Libra, make time to have fun this month. It can be playing with your kids or getting out and doing something fun or getting together with your friends. Inspiration can come from unexpected places or completely out of the blue. And you kind of will feel that you have a clearer vision during this period. So it's a month to show that passion. However, don't make any rash decisions. Take the time to cool down and sleep on them, and it can be worth the time to write a pros and cons list that you can visually evaluate. Sometimes that vision and writing are the best things for the brain. Scorpio, this can be a great month to make sure that your home has a positive flow of energy and that there's nothing that is stagnating that energy. It's going to be really important to maintain your responsibilities to family, work, any education that you're doing. There can be some tension around the home with arguments or disagreements. Truly important, step back and wait till the tensions have calmed before having the conversation. It will be your saving grace, especially this month with everything else going on around this. Get your car checked out to avoid any expensive problems later and be cautious while driving. Now, I will add the one caveat for you is if you're getting your car checked out, maybe wait till after March 20th, once Mercury goes direct, because if you have to have something fixed, you don't want it fixed under a Mercury retrograde. But also it can be fun to add some new fun accessory to your home. Sagittarius, this can be a great month to start working out because your physical strength is going to be higher. Let your inner child out to play and enjoy the most of life, but also using this as a time to express yourself through music, dance, writing, art, or athletics can be really beneficial. It's going to be important to stay calm during your communications, be the voice of calm and reason, but don't hog attention. And if you have siblings, do not pick fights with them this month. It will not be beneficial. On the positive, this can be a great month to focus on selling and self-promotion if you need to do it. Capricorn, you will be more direct this month, which brings with it a need to watch what you say. Being more direct can be beneficial, but can also kind of get you in trouble if you don't take the time to think through what you are saying as well as who your audience is. Doubly important with Mercury retrograde. Can't stress this enough. Just take the time. It will be worth it. I promise. Run it by somebody else. Get an outside viewpoint before you even do it. You can be more impulsive with your spending this month. Be more mindful and really work to stick to your budget because of the impulsiveness with your spending. And it will be important to take the time to sit down and enjoy your meals in order to avoid digestive upsets. And it can be a really good month to take a short course to learn new information quickly. Aquarius, you will have more ambition and energy to complete your goals and tackle things on your to-do list that may have been hanging over your head. You'll feel able to tackle tasks that really seemed overwhelming before, and you have this ability to complete unfinished projects more efficiently, be sure to take advantage of this energy and this opportunity. While you're able to do things more quickly, it does make you a little more accident prone, especially with everything else going on in the ethers. So just be mindful, wear shoes around the house, or like slippers or something, keep your toes protected. Silly things like that. Pace yourself so you don't get burned out. And then it's just going to be really important to watch your temper and take a breath before reacting on impulse. Again, counting to 10 or taking the night to sleep on it is going to be your best friend this month. Or even taking 2 nights to sleep on it. Just take the time. Don't say things you regret later. Pisces, make sure that you keep your home protected this month. Double check that all the doors are locked and windows are closed before leaving the house. It can be a good month to pay ahead on your credit cards or to get in front of any potential debt. Take the time to look over your finances as well and reassess your budget as needed. This is especially important if you have not checked in on them in a while. Great time to check in on them. Check in on them. Your sleep you may find is a little more disturbed this month, which could leave you waking up more tired. It is a passing influence, unless your natal chart says otherwise. Some of us are just prone to awful sleep, and that's okay. For you, excuse me, at the office, be careful what you share in confidence with others to avoid backstabbing. March, there's some intense energy this month, but there's also a lot of like potentially positive energy. It's always in how you approach it and approach that energy that matters. The more you can find the opportunities in life, even the hard things are better off because of finding that opportunity. As I continue to say, and I'm going to continue to say it because I keep getting asked, Elizabeth, when are we getting through all of this? We are in a period of change and transformation. And by period, I mean period, like long period. We still have a few more years to go through of change and transformation. I think this is just the beginning. So settle in, put the positive energy out there, build your tribe, build the people that resonate with you, but also be open to outside viewpoints and have a conversation. You don't have to agree with the people, but you also don't have to be mean to them, or like harm them in any way. So just know, period of change and transformation. I'm gonna say this too is my favorite sign line. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. The more you can do that, the more that's where the magic's gonna happen. So until April, have a wonderful March. And hopefully I'm not sick again in April. So take care of your health too, if you're in the northern hemisphere, as the weather starts to swing, actually southern hemisphere too, just in a different direction. So take care of yourselves. Have a great March. And I will see all of you in April.